neutral with her, and boom, he automatically passed. He got a good start. He already passed somebody. He's in second now. Hey guys, this is Mike Jones, and this is Motorsport Manager. And I'm here to show you guys this game if you haven't seen it yet. And if you guys like it, you can let me know in the comments and I can keep making videos on it. I'm gonna go to the career mode just to show you what we can do on here. So there's a lot of customization first. I don't need any tutorials on because I know how to play. You got 3 different classes. You gotta buy the other 2 as DLC, but it starts with open wheel cars like Formula 1. Everything's a knockoff except for there is mods you can get on the side right here. So if you guys want to see me do a Formula 1 mod or something, I could do one of those. But yeah, you can change it to American dollars because I'm from America. And I do the date. I do the month before the day of the year. I'll keep it on medium just to show you guys this. So I'm not going to do any mods yet or anything. So then you create your own name. So I would put Mike Jones. Date of birth. I don't know if that really matters. I'm just going to put something random, I guess. Sure. Alright. If I'm making my own guy, I might as well be from America. Where are you at? United States. Ex-driver, engineer. These all have different stuff and different backgrounds that we can do. Ex-driver is going to help you out with drivers. Engineer is going to help you designing parts. You literally manage everything. This game is amazing if you haven't seen it. Financial obviously has to do with money, and then political. Unknown just makes it a little harder. You don't get no bonus. I usually just do ex-driver. I don't know why, I just do. You can put a hat on, I guess. Why? All of that I do not understand. Oh, I think I got these 2 stupid hats for doing challenges actually, or these 3 hats, so that's probably why. I even got a zombie. I forgot all about that. Let's go with regular hair, brown. I don't have much facial hair. We'll go with 5 o'clock shadow and no glasses. Alright. We'll go with that. You can create your own team where you literally design your entire car and how it looks, the livery, I don't know how you pronounce that, the paint scheme. I'm from America, I don't talk like that, alright? But here's your 3 different series. The main one is the single seater, but you got the GT where they got, what is it called? It's almost like the DRS for Formula 1, but it's an energy thing with batteries they got. So it's almost like a power up, kind of like how IndyCar used to have. I don't think they have it anymore. Wow, somebody needs to correct me on that. I haven't paid attention to IndyCar for a few years, so yeah. And then Endurance Series is the long distance races where you switch out your drivers and stuff, 6 drivers per team, all that stuff. So we'll just do the normal base game. We'll start with there's 3 tiers, I think, of each. Actually, the other 2 only have 2 tiers, but obviously the European is the easiest, then it gets harder and harder, and that's how good the teams are ranked on average. So obviously you only got a V6 here, you got a V8 here, and a 10 here. But yeah, we'll start with the main, the first one, because you normally want to work your way up. Then you got all these teams to choose from if you're not making your own. And they got their own backgrounds and pressure and expected finish and all these kinds of things. And they got where they're from up here. This one's from Finland. But the only American starter one is this one, so I usually pick this one. And how it's ranked out of stars is usually how bad it is. So this guy's probably not going to be very good on the first race, but we should pick Octane is Canada. I don't know about Canada. United Kingdom one. I can go with that one, but I don't know. We'll go with this one. Sorry, I'm taking forever. I'm trying to show you guys this real quick. I'm actually making this as a second video today because I got my other one done so early that I might as well. Today was my day off at work, so I guess I'm gonna throw in some videos and try to get some more subscribers and stuff. But yeah, this is more for you guys just to see if you want to watch this. But this is your main screen. These are the two drivers we start with. They're one's from Spain and one's from France, and it's a woman. This is always how it's going to be, though. If you pick the ZRT team, these are your two starters. They're not random or drivers, but you can fire them, get them, or hire new ones, whatever. This is how I'm ranked so far because I haven't moved, and the game was made in 2000 or released in 2016, so that's where the year starts on the game. And then you got stuff you gotta do. So hi boss, they talk about your stats and your pit crews and your stamina. So this is the main pit crew guy talking about how to manage your pit crew. And then this one is our chairman, so who owns the team. This is we're the manager, we're not the owner. We tell them how we think we're gonna finish, and they'll give you more money. So if we say we're gonna finish 7th when we actually are a 9th tier team, we'll get a little bit more money, but they'll hate us more if we don't do it. But I think I picked this last time I played, but we'll do that just to get more money, because I mean this won't be a series unless you guys want it to. And this guy's telling us about our drivers, thinking how they're actually gonna be. So he's thinking Sergio's gonna finish 17th in the standings, and thinking Areli, I think is how you pronounce that, is gonna finish 18th in the standings. I might be wrong. Obviously, there are better drivers than that, but the equipment we got is bad, so we can look through all that. There's the two drivers saying hi, and then there's our lead designer. I'm designing parts. So now we can design a part, and we got $500,000 to spend. I don't know why we didn't get our starting money, but anyways, we can go here to look at the next track. Is going to require top speed, or the crucial stuff, top speed, acceleration, and high speed corners. These are spec parts, so we can't edit those. So we can do the gearbox and the engine, but they cost too much money. I don't know why it didn't give us our starting money yet. Oh, sponsors. We'll do sponsors first. Let's see. This one will give us an upfront payment of $1 million, but this one will give us 150,000 per race, but we have to finish 14th or above. This one I'm gonna pick because I want that money up front right now, because we're starting the season off, and now we have enough money to actually develop some parts. This one is our only sponsor, and we're kind of hurting on money, so we're just gonna take it. And they're all for different slots, obviously. Their stars are how good they're ranked as sponsors. For 13, that's a lot more money than these would be for 10, but that gives a little upfront. But we already got some upfront money, so we're gonna go with this one. And then this one's only one upfront of $4 million. There we go. So now we got some starting money. Alright, we also got, these are our staff members. So we got our lead designer, who designs the parts, and then our two race mechanics, who will actually upgrade the parts, and then they're basically the crew chiefs. So this guy is probably the crew chief for Sergio, and this is the crew chief for Areli. I could switch them if I wanted to. This is our pit crew so far. That's their stats on how good they do. So this guy's good at changing tires, but he's bad at refueling. So if I can find someone good at refueling that I can, like this one, I can swap with him, and that knocked that up. That's an average pit stop time. That's pretty good. Fixing isn't that big of a deal as long as you don't need to, because if you need fixing, your car's damaged, you're gonna be slow anyways. So I think that is good for now. We don't need to hire any new pit crew guys right now. So let's go back to the car and design a part. And it looks like our engine is actually fairly decent, because this is how good we are. So I'm gonna do a gearbox, and then this will add bonuses, which every time you design a new one, you'll get more and more bonuses. And so I can click on this one and it will give me more acceleration, which is a better gearbox, and -5 to the red zone, which is how reliable it is. Once you hit the red zone, it could break down, it could go out, basically is what it's saying. So the less reliable it is, the bigger chance it has of wrecking you out of the race, basically. And then your acceleration is how good it is. So if I click that, it would bring it up. But this one also has a risk of +1. And that, where's it at? Right here, risk. That risk low right here. At the end of the race, you get checked for breaking the rules. And the more and more risk you bring up, like that low, the bigger chance you have of getting disqualified, which really sucks. But we're gonna go with that anyway, just to give us a good starting point. We're not cheating unless we get caught, right? I mean, everybody bends the rules in racing, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna build that one at first because we need a starting one, and then we can build other ones and work those ones over later. Fitting parts, this is where you change parts. We don't have any new ones yet. For some reason, this guy's mad, so we need to try to make him happy. He wants the best stuff, which everything is usually pretty even. He has the best of that, he has the best of that, he has the best of everything. Sometimes if you switch stuff, it makes them happy even if they're not. So we'll go with that for now. And then improving parts is upgrading it. So I'm thinking we upgrade engines on both of them for now. And that would help that. 7 days after the race. So we're not doing any reliable stuff. Actually, we'll add a little bit of reliability anyway, and then this is a slider where you bring your staff and how hard they work. So if I brought it all the way over here, they're gonna try to do more reliable. This person is a 3 at reliability and 6 at performance. This guy is a 10 at performance. So yeah, so we want him for performance because that's the most important. We need to actually be fast enough to compete. So we'll do that. This is our headquarters. This is basically the basic headquarters. You can start with the smallest. ZRT and Predator, which is the next smaller team, starts with this. Everybody else has a little bit of upgrades, but we can like upgrade the building or buy some new buildings around that will help out, which we do have money to do so, but I'm not gonna do that unless you guys actually want to see more of this game. So you guys are gonna have to absolutely let me know if you want to see more of the game, and then we can actually do research on any other team. And these are the top ones. Why are those the top ones? Okay, these are the lower tier ones. So yeah, we can like spy on our other guys and see how they're doing so we know how to go. These are our drivers. Our drivers will slowly improve until they hit their after they hit their prime, which so that's their potential, and then that is what they have right now. So Sergio is a 3 out of 5 star driver at the moment, but he's only 19 and he has the potential to almost become a 4-star driver. She passed her prime, that's why she's not going to improve. So she's basically stuck at a 2.5 per driver, so completely right down the middle average. And then this Karis Young or whatever, even though they're 30, they still have some prime, but she's not that good of a driver, period. So we're gonna keep these two for now. I could hire new ones, but then I'd have to fire them, and if you fire them, it's just like real life. You gotta pay them the cost to break the contract, like right here. It would cost me 1.5 million to fire her. So no thanks to that. Same thing for all these guys. I mean, Peter O'Sullivan's a terrible designer, but we'll keep it how it is for now. We don't need to do anything with that. We can scout, and we can, I think there's an auto scout. Scout to see better drivers for like the next year. What I like to do is look at the younger ones because, you know, they're the ones with potential. And then I like to look at the ones that are not in a series yet. So those, oops. So we'll go to those ones first, whoops. And then I'll scout the ones that are in our series because I could see if I want to like buy a driver out of a different guy. So what I could do is pay, or I could hire a driver that's already racing on another team, but then I'll have to pay how much it costs to break the contract if they accept like wanting to be on my team or whatever. Oh crap, yeah, there we go. So there we go. We are scouting everybody under 22 years old, basically. This will let you look at your finances, and we could ask for money from her, but it makes her mad. If we do, we need to at least be above 50%, because I think we lose 50%. She hasn't moved yet, but since Sergio is selfish, it's hurting her. Oh yeah, that's one thing to go before we start about the drivers is, like, this girl has content, where her morale is good, but her desired earnings are lower. And then Sergio had the selfish, oh, he has a lot. Born leader, so +2 to like everything, which is really good when he's in first place. Selfish, that's bad. Spoiled. Mechanic relationship hurts a little bit. And then this guy hates team orders, so like I can't tell him to move out of the way and let her pass, basically. That's like a team order. But let's get into it. Oh yeah, we also got standings and then our calendar. I just push continue, and we will get stuff throughout the week. Okay, for some reason it is Sergio's birthday, and we got to do something. So the news is talking about us, basically, but we got to do something. So if we give him a card, his morale goes down. If we throw him a birthday party, it's going to cost us $100,000, but his morale will go up. You want their morale to go up because that's going to make them happier, and it's going to make them actually want to do good for you. I guess that's how it is. When they're not happy, they're not going to give it their 100%. So since we have a lot of money to spend, we'll do that. I hope this is not taking too long, but I want to get into actually showing you how good this is once we're in action. This guy wants to do an interview, and then we got stuff to answer. Well, you've certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points this season? We're going to surprise a few people this year. Mark my words. Points are different. Definitely on the cards. I'm quietly confident that we'll manage a few decent finishes, but no promises. It'll be a struggle, no denying. Winning a few points will be wonderful. So basically, how we answer this is going to affect our person. I'm gonna say we're gonna surprise people, and that made her happier, but it made these two not. So these guys' morale went down. But anyway, Sergio is seen by fans as your top driver. Do you agree? I do agree with that, but I'm gonna say I am lucky enough to have both because I'll make them both happy. In Motor Racing Magazine's season preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 9th. Is that accurate? We'll do better, I can promise you that. That's gonna make their morale go up. That's good news. We all remember your time as a fan favorite racer a few years back, but will you be able to transfer your skills in the management and racing? The pressure comes, this should be a cakewalk. Should know the ins and outs. Need to make a great car. This is pretty different what I'm used to. Huh. I'm gonna go with this so I don't sound like too high of an ego, because I think if I would have put it's a cakewalk, it might have I don't know. She's got bad form for one race. Alright, that's, you're probably not gonna race. I mean, she's just a reserve just in case one of the other ones get hurt, basically. Gearbox is finished. Okay, so our gearbox is complete. So now we can add it to a car. So obviously we're gonna add it to Sergio's car because he's our top driver. It does have that risk of us getting in trouble, but we're gonna add it there anyways. And then its reliability is kind of crap, so I'm gonna go to improve parts, and their engine should have went up slightly a little bit, but I need to add, actually, you know what, we'll keep that as it is for now, but I'm going to want to add that. So we will get rid of this one and go for reliability here. What's his reliability? 7. Hers is 3. So we're gonna switch them. And we'll go there. In fact, we'll get rid of that and put that there. Because this is basically, we're trying to get this one good. And we're hoping to at least get that reliability into the yellow because it's orange right now and that's not very reliable. We don't want to have to fix it. Oh wow, we only had a couple days. I didn't realize. Alright, so now we need to travel to the track. We got a couple more news stories, but they're important if you want to do it in super high detail. Okay, so before we travel to the racetrack, we pick how we think we're going to do it. I'm going to pick 16th or above because we are a 9th place team, and that would be 18th place average, 17th, 18th. I think we're going to finish higher than 16th, but I'm not sure that. So one of your drivers have to finish higher than what it says. I don't think I'm going to win, and I'm not counting on getting a top 5. He's angry on parts again? That makes no sense. Whatever. Alright. They're angry on parts not because of the other driver, but because it's crap. See? Overall comment, it's rubbish. Yeah, it is. But I can't fix it that fast, so. Oh well. They're gonna not be completely happy, so we'll go to the racetrack. Oh, it looked. I forgot to show you the details on the track. It would have told you what type of tires, because in open wheel racing, you actually have different compounds of tires. Like soft tires, hard tires, all that, and you get 2 to choose from, I think, in this series. Oh, that's another thing that there's a voting for rule changes all throughout the season, and the next season you'll have rule changes, which will change it up and make it fun too. But we're gonna go with our 2 main drivers because their feedback is good. Which we're at practice right now. We're in a practice, so it doesn't really matter who's actually driving it. Then we got our car setups. This game, you literally do everything. And the green is what our mechanic is suggesting. And then obviously what's outside the green is definitely not good. So then we'll get ranked after they go out, how good the driver says it is. It could either be excellent, which is the best, great, which is really good, and then good, okay, and poor. And you really don't want okay or poor. So everything is in the green right now. So I think we're gonna go with it for now and just start our practice. Oh, they're on soft tires. Our weather looks like it's gonna start raining, so I'm gonna change that. It's a good thing I looked. I'm gonna put intermediate tires, which are basically rain tires, on. Because it is practice, it's not that important, but I don't want them to wreck the car in practice. So yeah, you can slightly see just right in this area right here that the water level starts going up on the track. That basically means it starts raining. As you can see here, the cloud has rain. So we're gonna start on intermediate tires and we'll go to practice. We could simulate the practice too. We're the only ones that are actually going out. So then we can say the stint. I'm just gonna pick the highest amount of laps, and then we can just tell him to come in at any time. And we'll let him get a little bit of a head start so that they're spread out, and now we'll let her go out. Tire choice, okay. And then we have a normal speed. Every practice right now is 12 minutes, but you can vote on that to change it. Obviously a super fast, slow. Our drivers, we're able to tell them to put their engines in higher modes, just like real Formula 1. You can change the fuel mixture to make it do more harm on the engine and use more fuel. Okay, so she just said perfect gear ratios, so that's basically as good as you can get. The gearing seems just right on this. Okay, so they both saying the gearing is good. Now it started to rain, and what was I trying to show you? And then we got the driving style on how hard they push their tires, but we gotta So we want them to push. On practice like this, it doesn't matter, but during a race, we can want them to push because it's also going to affect their tire temperature. Aero is feeling great, so that's good. The aerodynamics are great. Aero feels fantastic. And then obviously, if you want them to save fuel, you put it on low, save their tires, put it on conserve. Backup is basically to block. So if we have one that wants to do good and the other one's behind him, you can put the person in second to block, and that will give the leader a more length away or whatever. Alright, so everybody is saying stuff. Handling is superb, nice work. Handling is spot on. You also got your setup knowledge right here, and every time that goes up to the next level, it trims the green down on both sides basically, or at least one side. And so they could have said that it was perfect to start with, but if it gets trimmed low enough, they might not say it's perfect. They might actually say it's starting not to feel good. So it can change. So even though they said it's perfect, it might still be improvable. We also get knowledge that we learn on intermediate tires and this. There's still some water on the track, but not for long, so we're going to probably pit this lap. We also got a race trim, which helps them during the race. Yeah, let's pit this lap. So we'll bring them both in. He actually has the fastest practice lap so far, so that is great news. Now we're gonna put one on soft tires probably and one on hards just to see the difference. We already know his car has a little bit more power because of that. Okay, 3 greats. That is really good. 95% basically towards that 100 we can get. We could change it up just a tiny bit, which is smart, just to try to get it. Excellent from a great is literally nothing. So I have no idea which way to go on these things. All these sliders and stuff will change stuff. So this slider is gonna change your downforce and stuff. We'll just change the wings a little bit, just so slightly like that. And then that's how long their pit stop's gonna be. Stint, I don't think this one matters now because it's almost over. I'm going to put him on, I'm not sure where he's starting in the race. I'll put him on super softs for now, and then I'll put her on the soft tires. So now he just left, she's here, she has a good, great, excellent. So the good is the one we want to switch, we want to go different directions. So the downforce, we're going to try the other direction since we went up on his downforce. So we'll try that. Good means there's a little bit farther length from there. And we'll go to soft tires on her. Soft tires last longer, but they're like, the durability you can see is higher than the super softs, but the speed is lower, and vice versa for that. And it'll tell you the estimated laps. Intermediate is when there's a little bit of water on the track, and then you use the wets when it's soaked like thunderstorm. So we'll let them finish their practice. This is more like a tutorial on how to play the game, I just realized, but I'm trying to show you guys how amazing this is. Just in case you want to watch this, instead of announcing, it's kind of, I'm a manager of it. So I don't know, I think you guys will like this, because if they made a NASCAR version of this game, it would be probably the best NASCAR game out there. Even if you don't get to control the car, it'll still be better than NASCAR Heat, honestly. Great gear ratios are great on both of them. I don't think I changed the gear ratios, so that kind of makes sense. We only have 50 seconds left of practice, so I'm just gonna speed it up because we ain't gonna have enough time to change anything. We do have setup knowledge good. Feels like I've got the right arrow. Feels like we're running the wrong arrow. Okay, so we went right on the arrow with his and wrong on hers. So we know which way to go on her aerodynamics. 16th and 17th were how fast we were in practice. Yeah. And he was on super soft. So that shows you how bad our cars are, because our drivers are actually the best in the series. And then we'll have some news and stuff. Some of it's really funny. It's basically like Twitter. So we got the race today now. This series doesn't have qualifying, but you can add qualifying in. And now we can add knowledge. He's starting third, so we could start him on super softs and tell him to push and try to fly out in the lead at the beginning of the race. And I think we're going to tell her to go to super softs, and then she'll lag back and save her tires until all the cars in front of her pit, and then she can push the rest of it off. And what that will do is spread her and him out on pit stops, because we only have one pit crew and we have 2 cars to worry about. So we're going to give him race trim and intermediate, because that's all we got, and probably the same for her. So if it were to rain, we would have an advantage, 10% advantage when using intermediates, and we automatically have 15% on race. So yeah. Car setup. He's still happy on everything. Is he just as happy? Yes, he is. So it didn't make any difference really. So we're just gonna leave it. We'll put him on softs, full fuel. So it lasts 12 laps. Huh. How long is the race? 30 laps? Yikes. Alright, that's gonna be interesting. So basically, this is where we plan it out how we want to run. We're thinking about pushing these tires pretty hard for the first 8 laps, probably is how long they will last. If we were to do 8 twice, that would be 16. So we might only do 8 once and then have to go to softs, and on softs we can finish it out in 2 stints. I'm going to just do my strategy as I go, because that's how it is for me. And we're gonna start her on, so first we're gonna go back to this setup that was better. Barely. And we're actually going to, whoops, go this way just a tiny bit. Alright. Okay, a little bit more than a tiny bit. Let's go to 2. Alright. Tire choice, we're gonna put her on softs. And yeah. So we're finally showing you the racing. And driver strategy, we're gonna let her just sit there at first, and for him, he's gonna have a crap ton of extra gas. So we're gonna push actually we're gonna start out attacking, because we want to try to see if he can take the lead since he starts third, which is kind of random, I guess. So we're gonna attack, and for her, I don't know how long her tires are supposed to last. Actually, I think it was 11 to 14. So she has 12 gas, 11 to 14 tires. She might be able to push the tires a little bit, but at the beginning, we're just gonna leave it. Actually, yeah. We'll let her push the tires at the end of the stint, like I said before. We're not gonna make her back up, because that's gonna allow the tires to cool down too much. So yeah, that's our starting lineup. And now we're finally doing it. 30 lap race. So we're pushing it with him. We're neutral with her, and boom, he automatically passed. He got a good start. He already passed somebody. He's in second now. That 5.7 is the current form. Hers is 4.4. That is out of 10. How hot they are, like how on fire they are. If they're cold, it's gonna go down. So if you like put it in like a basketball perspective, if you're making your shots a lot, you're gonna get more hot, and that number will go up. Basically is my best way. But yeah, he took the lead, so now I can put that on neutral basically and keep that on high gas, because overtake is for passing basically. Her tires are not cooled down too much yet, so we're gonna keep that. And that's how it is. If we have to push with her, we will, but we can start speeding up the thing a little bit. And if that car behind him was to catch up like it is, because she's struggling to overtake, but we're not worried about her at the moment. So that guy behind him's trying to catch up. So we might push the tires a little bit just to keep him in front if we can. Holy crap, they were 3 wide behind them. Alright, so he still has the lead. We're trying to get him some space. Come on. I should have picked a short race. Oh well, we did a long one. And so there we go. His form shot down too. That changes a lot over the race too. So now that he's got some space, I'm going to go back down on that. And her tires are starting to get worn or cold. And she's back there, but I'm going to push it until her tires warm up just a bit, because if they get too cold, then you go really slow. So that was her goal, to be in the back, so it's not bad. Somebody's already out of the race. Somebody already crashed. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Alright, so he needs to start saving his tires, it looks like, because he's got a ton of fuel. And yeah. So what I could do is tell him to back up the field. Because I don't want to push it anymore. Actually, he's halfway on tires and almost halfway on gas. So I think we're good where we're at. You usually want to change the tires around 35% though. So he's going to start conserving just a bit. And if he gets past, it's fine. He can get back up there later. So yeah. And yeah, he will get past, it looks like. So we can put this back on overtake. And he's just going to sit up here with these leaders for now. And hopefully we can get another lap out of these tires. Yep, I'm going to go for one more lap with it. So this lap, we will now pit. And we will have 23 laps remaining. So this is where we could do this. So with 23 laps, if I do 2 softs, that's 2 more pit stops. So I'm going to do softs, because if I did super softs, I might have to do 3 pit stops. Always fill it up. I don't know why it asks. Park condition, if we were needed to fix something. So our gearbox is starting to get damaged because its reliability was kind of crap. And we got our risk on pit stops. Instead of doing fast, we'll do balance, because that risk is pretty high, and your chairman gets really mad if they screw up in pits. Obviously that would speed up 3 seconds. That's a lot, but we're gonna do that. Alright. She needs to use a lot more of that too. So he's pitting this lap along with a few other people. He went down to 5th before the pit stops, which isn't too great. It's not that bad either. Wow, she is not very good on tires, is she? Now she'll pit. It looks like possibly this lap, I guess. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Okay, now that he's out here, I said I was gonna try to just go neutral with him now. And we'll let that happen till at least pit stops are done. We'll let her do one more lap and push the tires, and she'll try to pit, or she'll take a pit stop this lap. So she'll have 21 laps remaining. 11 and 11 is 22, so I think she's gonna go to softs twice. Fill up it on gas, nothing to fix, regular strategy. 14-second pit stop. Okay, so we'll pay attention to her for now, just because she's up front out of our drivers. And I think a lot of other people are going to pit if they... No, they haven't even pit still. Oh, crap. I can't believe that Buchump guy hasn't took a pit stop yet. You can see how worn out everybody's tires are, too. Oh, it's because they took softs. Okay, So his condition is starting to get bad, so we might need to fix that gearbox, which is pretty bad because that's actually going to take a long time. So yeah. We're going to just go neutral because it's the neutral part of the race. And then at the end of the race, we could try to push him. He's in 9th. He's up to 8th, back down to 9th, 10th. Remember, our goal is not to win. We basically can't. His gearbox is now low. Wow, that's bad. I should have paid more attention to that. If we pit now, it's too early. So we know we have 12 laps on gas. So I'm thinking we risk it for now, honestly. So we're gonna keep risking it until that thing goes. We don't absolutely know when that... Okay, he crashed anyway. Crashing has nothing to do with that. He just crashed because he's screwed up. Safety car's out. Do we want to pit? Well, that made a bad decision. He crashed, which had nothing to do with the gearbox. The gearbox had to do with the car breaking down by its own. He crashed it. So it's his fault. Does she wants to pit because the safety car's out? Well, I'm going to wait a minute real quick and see what we're going to do with her. Usually I pit, especially if she's back there. And yeah, we really need somebody to do good. She's only got 2 cars that are going to pass her. 3 cars if she does pit. So yeah, definitely she will pit. 17 laps remaining. You'll still need 2 pit stops. So I'm thinking we go with softs and then we go back. And I gotta keep reminding myself to check the weather too, because I always forget. The only problem with these tires is she's gonna use not very much fuel, but I guess it doesn't matter till the last pit stop. Her car is safe. We're just gonna go with the balanced one because there's no need to. And he wrecked it, so he's gonna finish 19th. So now we'll just go blah blah blah. Alright. And since the safety car is out, I'm gonna put her on low and backup so that she doesn't use any tires. This thing will actually let you know where everybody's at too. So I could like try to play the same strategy as them. It'll tell you how many positions they went up or down, from where they started, all that stuff. It'll tell you their pit stops. Holy cow. It's really cool on that. Wow, this video is probably going to be way longer than I expected. I'm sorry about that. If you guys made it this far, that's nice. Tires are underheated, but it doesn't matter because we're still under caution. Yeah, I know your tires. Okay, so we're going to go green. So we should be about green flag now. So now I will start pushing tires and over. Yeah, we'll push the tires and we'll put it on overtake for that for now. And I'm just going to speed it up fast because it's a 30 lap race and I don't want to take too long for this video. And she's not that good of a driver in a terrible equipment car, so finishing above 16th is all we're asking for. Starting to get worried about the engine. I think it will last. If we have to fix it, yeah, we'll have to fix it. Alright, so we will have to fix it, but that'll be later. Yeah, you can't pass Rogers, we get it. So we're gonna keep pushing the tires, and we're gonna have to pit this lap. Alright. 10 laps remaining. Those will go 11, so we'll be able to push a little bit at the end. We're only gonna put enough gas to finish the race. Should I fix the part? See, that is where the question comes in. That will take 19 extra seconds. I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna push the fuel anymore. So that means the engine's gonna be a little softer, and I'm gonna hope that the engine doesn't blow. Cause obviously if the engine blows, I'm gonna finish back there, but if she pit and took the damage on the tires, she's gonna fall back anyways. So yeah, there's a lot of people with damage too, so this might actually help her. I didn't realize that. Alright, so we'll go with neutral for now. She has excess fuel, but we're not gonna worry about that at the moment. Yeah, noise about the engine. And when we get down to like 5 laps to go or something, we might push it a little bit. Or if we got into danger of losing the positions that we were. Because these guys are passing us now, but if they wear out their tires so fast, we'll catch up and pass them again. So you got that coming and going too. Okay, she still has excess fuel, which I don't want to push unless I know my engine's going to work. And I think I'm going to have engine problems anyway by the end of the race, but 11th is still a good position to be in. So yeah, we're hitting 3 laps to go now. And yeah, her engine is now red, which means it's actually slowing her down. It's 18%, so we are not going to push the engine any harder. But we will push the tires if we need to. 2 laps to go. And I think I'm going to push the tires a little bit. So she's in 10th. Hopefully she finishes 10th without wrecking out. Okay, the final lap started for the leaders. Now she's on the final lap. And honestly, this was way better than I thought it would be for her, as she looks like she's going to finish 10th. Way better finish than should have happened. Gerard won it for Firebird. So yeah, that's basically this game. And so, yeah. So then it automatically saves on its own and all that good stuff. Then we can look at all these graphs if you guys like stats. I don't usually look at all this crazy stuff. Position tracker is going to show you where Sergio is like... Oh no, it's not even going to show him. Oh, because... Look at that. He went from 3rd to 1st, led for a while, then dropped down when he took a pit stop, then started gaining positions again, and then he crashed. That sucks. She slowly gained. So my strategy with her worked, because I knew she was gonna start bad. So she went down basically to last. Somebody wrecked out is the only reason why. Slowly started gaining some positions, then started losing them again. Finally pit. Then just slowly evened out, slowly gained positions for the rest of the race basically. Took a another pit stop, and after that, boom, 10th. So yeah, I don't know why I looked at that one. I usually do look at none of these really, honestly. I mean, standings. So that's the point standings. You get 2 points for leading or having the fastest lap. That is interesting. Which our cars are trash, so that's gonna be hard to see. We are 8th place in points, and our goal is 7th at the end of the year if I were to keep doing this. So let me know in the comments if you want to watch more of this, and you can leave any suggestions on if you want me to do anything, fire somebody, what type of thing to build, if you want me to have a bigger risk of breaking the rules. So we didn't break the rules, which it would not have mattered at all because his car wrecked out anyways. So yeah, so she's 10th in points, he's 19th. We did beat our sponsor objective, so we are going to get that bonus $75,000, which is great. And yeah, there's the point standings and all that stuff, and then we got some Twitter feed kind of message things. So yeah, that's one race. I think there's 10 or 12. I think there's 10. There's 10 races in the European Series, I believe. So yeah, so now everybody is going to, so his morale went down during this race and hers went up. Her relationship with her mechanic went up and their driver form is at least above average, so that's good. This person is starting to get better because of their potential. He's starting to get better. Chairman is not as happy because she expected us to get 7th or higher, which we would have if he would not have crashed, so it's his fault. But sometimes that happens. I'm not going to say he's a terrible driver because of that, because his stats are actually decent. 3 stars on the lowest tier is actually really good. So we did gain $600,000 this race, so we were making money, and that's what they like to see. Then we got our point standings for the other series. And this one, but we already looked at that like twice. And yeah, so that's one race. How do I know how many races there are? I'm pretty sure there's 10. And then here's 6 weeks left till we do a vote. Okay. Anyway, guys, if you did like this, let me know by clicking the like button. Subscribe if you're new and you want to watch more of this. Hit the notification bell. And if you are subscribed and you want to watch more, let me know in the comments. If I get a few comments, I'll keep going on this. I'm pretty sure you guys will like this game because it is amazing. And we'll see you guys next time.